Good evening. Welcome to the Mott Community College Board of Trustees special meeting for March 6, 2023. We will now, those of us that are able, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. I now ask for a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt the agenda.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? We have a second. All those in favor, say aye.
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 All those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Board Coordinator, do we have any comments from the public?
We do. We have one comment.
Thank you. Before the public speaks, all citizens who wish to address the board or who wish to communicate with the board in writing shall identify themselves and/or the group they represent, if any. They must so state their reason for addressing the board. Citizens addressing the board shall be limited to 5 minutes in making their remarks unless the time is increased or decreased by consent of the board. A brief supporting the remarks made by the citizen may be submitted to the board for its consideration. The board may limit the number of persons wishing to address the board on the same subject to 3. We now have the person to come forward and state his or her name and affiliation group where applicable.
There's no one here that wishes to speak, but we do have one written comment, and it comes from Megan Smith of Flint, and she'd like to talk about classes on campus. Megan states, "To whom it may concern, I am not sure why we need more classes on campus than online. This online platform has made it easier for a lot of us to attend college. I have special needs children, and I wouldn't be able to attend in person because my children have a lot of medical conditions. Online lets us work when we have time in our day and fits our schedule. Kids in K-12 have a choice to be online. I think if you vote to do away with online enrollment, we'll drop and the college will lose a ton of money. You guys don't know any of the students' personal lives and what makes it easier for them to obtain a degree. It's not what's best for you, it's what's best for us who are obtaining degrees. I am not sure what this board is trying to do to a college who listens to its students and professors and what we want and need. If you vote to make us in person, I can guarantee a lot of students will transfer to other colleges. Leave us to make our own decisions about our education, not what you think is what's best."
Thank you. Are there any other comments? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Item number 1.17, the Treasurer's Report. Dr. Beverly, could you speak to this issue for us, or one of your designees?
Yes, Mr. Treasurer, Mr. Chairman, will you please have Mr. Gothrop to come up, our CFO, and he will also give the Treasurer's Report, and that's it for right now.
1.182.
We'll just hold off.
Thank you. The Treasurer's Report, I did record the presentation was that 2 weeks ago now, I guess, because it was supposed to be last Monday. but really nothing new to report on the treasurer's report. The trends are the same as we've been seeing. Nothing of note to bring to your attention.
Are there any questions, Mr. Chair?
Treasurer. Mr. Swanson,
And you speak,
please use
I'm
the
sorry.
microphone.
Yeah, Mr. Trustee, may I ask what our current enrollment is right now?
actually, we're going to give an enrollment report at the end of the meeting, so if you want to wait, we can do that. If not, I'll bring Mr. Wilson up now.
Well,
Madam Chair,
Oh, I'm sorry, go.
or Madam President,
Yes.
I don't believe we can do that this time. Given this is in the treasurer's report this time about the stagnant numbers of students. The gentleman is asking the question, and we have nowhere on our agenda where we can do that this time.
Actually, we do. We have a report at the end where it is the question about resuming classes on campuses. It all blends together, and Mr. Wilson will be giving a report that answers that question.
However,
that
this
includes
question is
it.
related to the finances, and it is in the financial
So,
report.
Mr. Wilson, can you then come forward to address the enrollment number?
Larry, please don't leave in case there's another question for you.
And Mr. Wilson, just the number where we are right now.
Correct. So the current enrollment for our winter semester is 6,081 students. We define that as our head count.
And if you would go ahead and give the contact hours. And that's for the winter semester. So it is not our real true number, and we'll go into that.
The winter contact hour number is 61,683.3.
And so the contact hours is the finance part of this, and we're actually up 0.3% from last winter. Is that right? Yeah. That's how we're paid as a college, so we're up. Thank you. Would you wait? There may be some more. We don't know, so are there other?
Are there any other questions? Are there any other questions?
Excuse me, Mr. Chair.
Make sure your microphone's on, please.
First time, got it this time. I don't know if now would be, I would like to see the numbers for enrollment for the past 2-3 years, if, by semester, if I could. Do I make a motion for that, or?
I think, since the president has stated that we're going to get a report on that later, it might be more appropriate to do it then, because the number that you asked for, that information was alluded to in the financial statement. So if you could be patient, we'll get to that at the end.
Sure.
Thank you. Are there any other questions for the treasurer? Seeing none. I'm going to ask for a motion to receive item 1.17.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I would like to make a motion on the treasurer's report for January 2023.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second? And Mr. Swanson has seconded the motion. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying yea,
Yay.
Yay.
and those opposed nay. The yeas have it. Item number 1.18. Dr. Beverly, do we have a person to give us a report on the resolution for the amended budget?
So you had a video about the amended budget. We are ready to answer any questions that you may have. We did not have any other questions, but if you would like to hear a short presentation, we can do that now. Mr. Chair, would that be what you would like?
I'm going to poll the trustees. Do the trustees want to hear the presentation at this point?
I've already looked at it, thank you.
Yeah, I've already looked at it.
So we've all seen it, so we don't need that. So at this point, we'll just go forward with the vote. Okay, so item number 1.18, the resolution to adopt, or excuse me, to amend the budget. We need a motion for that. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'll go ahead and make a motion to amend the budget.
We have a motion from Trustee Wilcox. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
We have a second from Trustee Couch. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we will now vote. Those in favor say yea.
Yay.
Yay.
Those opposed, nay. The yeas have it. Could we pause for just a minute? Council would like to ask something.
I just want to say for the record that you need to say yes or no, since we only have 4 people here tonight. I want to make sure that 1.17 and 1.18 pass. So we just need to have the record reflect that you are a yes
So you would
vote.
like us to redo both those votes, 1.7 and 1.8?
No, just you. She's just asking
Just
you
confirm
to
that
vote.
you're a yes vote for the record.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Okay. Item 1.19, resolution for new campus entry sign purchase award. Madam President, do you have someone to give us a presentation on that?
I believe you also had a video that you were able to watch about the signage. We are ready to give a presentation about that, well, to present it if there are any questions that you may have about that. It's up to you.
Are there any questions, trustees?
Mr. Chair?
Make sure your microphone's on, please.
Mr. Chair, I wasn't familiar with that video. I apologize. I did not see that.
Okay,
Just a couple quick words.
certainly. I'm going to turn it over to CFO Gothrop.
Thank you, yes. I can give you a brief overview. Unfortunately, Dale Wayhill pretty much shepherded this whole program and was involved. Unfortunately, couldn't be with us tonight. But this process has been ongoing for quite some time. Modernization of the signs, as was presented in the video. These signs have not been replaced in quite some time. Also the need to get digital so that we can change the sign or change the messages at both at Lapeer and on main campus, as well as Southern Lakes has one too, is that right? Okay. That sign at Southern Lakes, mind you, had to be taken down because it was in such disrepair that it was becoming a safety issue. But, excuse me, George Ananich is here from H2A, who are the architects who helped us through this entire process. So if you have any detailed questions, or George, if you'd like to add anything at this time, please feel free to do so.
Good evening. My name's George Ananick. I'm with H2A Architects. Just a brief overview of the signage package that we have. We have, on the main campus here, we have a total of 5 signs and, 4 signs. There'll be 1 large video sign on Robert T. and Horrigan, and then 2 small monument signs on Court Street, and a large monument sign in the center of campus. And again, this was to update the college graphics and identity. Kind of follows in with the graphics program that's been laid out for the college right now. The other sign that we're adding is down at the the old Wagner Building, the Workforce Development Building, and that will be another video type of sign. And we have two signs in Lapeer. There'll be one at Genesee and DeMille. There'll be a reader sign, the video sign, and then a monument sign in front of the building. And then the last sign will be the new one out at Southern Lakes Branch, which would also be a video type signboard.
Before we entertain the motion, are there any questions for George at this time?
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Swanson?
the sizes of the video signs?
The sizes, there's one large video sign at, there's one large sign. There's a large sign at Robert T. Okay. Okay, how's it now?
There you go.
All right. One large video sign at Horrigan and Longway, and the size of the actual display board is about 8 feet tall by 13 feet wide. There was a concern about whether this might be too big, but we've already gone to the city, and it's been approved by the city, the size of the sign. Now, at Workforce and Southern Lakes and Lapeer, the video signs are a little bit smaller. They're going to be about 8 feet by 4 feet tall. And we do have the sign at Workforce. It's in a historic district, and we've already been through the city's Historic District Commission and got approval for that. So for the city of Flint, we've taken care of all the approvals that we need right now.
Thank you very much. Is there any other questions?
Mr. Chair, I would just like to know, were there any other bidders besides the two?
Would you please repeat
Were
that?
there any other bidders besides the two?
No, we had,
No, go ahead, yeah, no,
Okay.
they were not.
there were not, we had 3 sign companies at the pre-bid, but only received 2 bids.
Are there any other questions? Thank you, George. Thank you. I would now entertain a motion for item 1.19 for the Campus Entry Signs Purchase Award. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion to accept the resolution for new campus entry signs purchase award.
We have a motion from Wendy Wilcox, trustee Wilcox. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second it.
We have a second from trustee Couch. Are there any discussion? Seeing none, we'll now take the vote. All those in favor say yes.
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 All those opposed? No. The yeses have it. It is passed. You look like you have a question, or you have a question.
Thank you. I just was going to make sure for the record that you're voting as well tonight because we only have 4 people here. So I want to make sure that everything gets passed.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I only voted at a tie.
We only have 4 people here tonight. So for the motions to pass, we need 4 people to vote yes.
And if I vote no, it will end up on the budget at the end of the month, or the agenda.
It
at the
won't
end.
pass. If you vote no tonight, we need 4 yeses for all of these agenda items to pass.
Oh, so even if I vote yes, it doesn't matter.
No, there's 4 people here tonight, so we have a majority, but all trustees have to vote yes for the motions to pass, because you have to vote the majority, which is 4 out of 7.
Okay.
Is that,
So if I vote no, this comes back on our agenda so that it allows the trustees that are not here to weigh in on this issue?
I understand what you're saying now. It could come back next month if that's what you would.
Well, we have the meeting at the end of March, and that gives a fair shot for the trustees that have not.
It doesn't prevent an issue from coming back on the agenda if it does not pass tonight. correct?
Okay, so my fellow trustees understand my vote. I am going to vote no. It's not that I don't disagree with it. I would like input from the other three trustees that are not here. But I also, before I officially vote, I want to make sure on our timeline for the cost of this, do we still have time? And our meeting is the 26th, is it not? George, do we have time for that?
I'll have to look at the proposals. I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay, well, then I want to let the other trustees have the opportunity to vote. So I'm going to vote no unless George can come up with a deadline for me.
Yeah, I'll have to look and see what was in the proposal.
Yeah.
I was going to say Katie is out there if she wants to. I know
Yeah,
she was the
she
one
is.
that had the timetable.
Please come forward if you can assist us on this.
Yeah, Kimberly Delish is the purchasing specialist that we have that worked on this, so.
Good evening, everybody. So in regards to Chairman Everman's request about is there time, with the monument-style signs that will be going up onto main campus, we are running into a situation where they will not be complete potentially by September 1st, in time for the roll-up for the centennial to have everybody and alumni come onto campus. So there is a possibility that the monument-style signs, we are running out of time. As for the digital signs, I believe we'll be okay, but the monument style, not so much.
And we currently have monument signs up, correct?
No, we currently have, it's a different style of monument sign. These are actually going to be limestone along with some granite, so they'll be much more robust, much more rich-looking, so, and they'll also be branded correctly. The signs that we currently have on campus are the old branding from, I think, the late 80s, early 90s.
But we have signs up now, correct?
We do have signs up.
I noticed when I came in, there were
Yes.
signs up.
There,
Okay.
there are signs up now.
So we have signs that even if we can't get them, so
Right.
therefore my official vote, and I apologize, George, you'll probably have to come back later this month for the other trustees, but I want to be fair to them.
So George was asking how long the vendors would hold their pricing. We're good.
Okay. Thank you very much, George, and I apologize. I don't want my other trustees to be left out of a decision. I'm sorry. So it's a tie vote.
Chair Everman, just because 1.17, 1.18, since there was confusion there, did you vote yes, just for the
Yes,
record? You don't have
yes.
to do a revote, but I
Yes.
just want to make sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Item, Jordan, you look like you have a question.
No, we're good. We're good. Trying to get Jason.
Jordan, you had no question? Okay, we're good. All right. Item 1.20, the Early Head Start Grant Application Approval. Madam President, we have a presenter this evening.
We actually did a video for that as well, and so if there are any questions, Mr. Wilson is here, ready to answer.
Gentle trustees, do you have any questions at this time for Mr. Wilson?
No.
Mr. Chair, just one question. We're late with this application. Is that correct? But we've
actually-
gotten an extension?
Yes, we've applied, they're waiting on the approval.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
And these things normally, how long do we have? or we give a deadline, say of a couple months to get it in, or, I'm just curious.
With this one,
Here, my bad.
So the deadline to get this one in is at the end of the month. Typically, with federal grant applications, they have a beginning period that allows you to submit and make corrections, adjustments to the feedback that they give you, and then a final close period for the submittal of the application. So the deadline for us is the exact date? March 27th.
Did that answer your question? Because I
No.
understood it a little different
No,
than that.
maybe I didn't present it right.
he wanted to know how long you
Do you
had to
have a month,
present
2 months?
to put it together.
I'll let Carla talk about that, if you could, in terms of the time frame
Yes.
on how we put it together.
The process, certainly. And I think what you need to understand, and hopefully it was in the video, that this is brand new, that they have asked the board to approve it. This is a grant that we've had for many years, and it's just been turning it in. But they, this time, want to see it in board minutes. That's the difference. Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. We had a total of 2 months to pull our information together, the documentation for the submittal of the grant. We were ready to present last Monday, but because of the inclement weather, it was postponed. And so we received approval from the subcommittee, and they're just waiting for our approval so they can submit all of the applications on March 27th.
Before you leave, are there any other questions for either one of them? Seeing none. Item 1.20, the Early Head Start Grant Application Approval. Is there a motion to accept that?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Swanson's made the motion?
Yes.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
A second from Trustee Couch. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we will now vote. All those in favor signify by saying yes.
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 Yes. And all those opposed, no. The yeses have it. Thank you very much. Item 1.21, the appointment of the Personnel Committee. For this item, the Secretary Wendy Wilcox will be the chair of this committee. Janet Couch will serve on it, and Trustee Michael Freeman. Is there a motion to accept the Personnel Committee as presented?
I'll make a motion to.
We have a motion from Trustee Wilcox. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
And a second from Trustee Couch. Is there any discussion?
Chair Evan, I apologize. Did you say who you wanted to chair that committee?
Yes, it's written on there, and I did
see
read it
written.
off.
I just wanted to make sure the motion included that.
Yes, yes. So just to clarify, in case somebody missed it or it's not in there, the chair of the committee will be Wendy Wilcox. Seeing no discussion, is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying yes?
Yes.
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 All those opposed, no? The yeses have it. The Personnel Committee has now been seated. Item 1.22, appointment of the Finance Audit Committee. Treasurer Jeff Swanson will be the chair, Trustee John Daly, and Trustee Art Reyes. Is there a motion to accept the Audit Committee as nominated?
I'll make a motion.
Trustee Wilcox has made the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
And a second from Trustee Couch. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying yes.
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 Yes. Jeff, did you vote?
Yes.
Okay, all those opposed, no. The yeses have it. Okay. Item 1.23, appointment of Board Policy Committee. The chair would be Andy Overman. the Vice Chair, Janet Couch, and the Secretary, Wendy Wilcox. Is there a motion to accept the Board Policy Committee?
I'll make that motion.
A motion from Trustee Couch. Is there a second?
Nope, Wolcott.
Trustee Wilcox, I'm sorry.
I'll second that.
Second from Trustee Couch. Is there any discussion?
Chair Efferman, I just have a point of consideration for you.
Okay.
The purpose of committees is to report back and give recommendations to the full board. So your role as a chair, you normally don't participate in those conversations and discussions. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
Thank you. Lenore Crowdy, when she was chair, she chaired the Board Policy Committee. So I am going on what Lenore Crowdy had done. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying yes.
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 Yes. All those opposed, no. The yeses have it. Item 1.24, Safety Report and Protocol of Security for the Campuses. Madam President, do you have someone to give us a report?
Yes, and we're going to also combine that with 1.25, the health report. And so if I could have Chief Michael Odette and Sergeant Eric Rogers to please come forward.
Good evening. I'd like to introduce Sergeant Eric Rogers. He is our in-house expert when it comes to academic training and what we do here at Mott Community College. So I've put together a PowerPoint to kind of give a high-level explanation of what we do to keep our campus safe here at Mott Community College. The mission of the Department of Public Safety is to protect the students, the faculty, the staff, and visitors of Mott Community College. Our goal is to prevent crime through collaboration and cooperation, and our number one goal in all the decisions that we make is to have a safe campus. Next slide, please. I think it's important to point out, and something that I think you all can be very proud of, we certainly are, is that we were the first community college police department in the state of Michigan to become accredited through the Michigan Police Accreditation Commission. That requires us to successfully pass and demonstrate that we are proficient in 109 standards and follow the best practices in law enforcement. So that's something that I think is important to point out. For those of you that don't know, our agency is made up of sworn law enforcement licensed police officers through the state of Michigan. We also have some public safety officers and student officers that are both civilian employees. The Department of Public Safety is located at the corner of Gorman Drive and Presidential Court. Our phone number is 810-762-0222, and we are staffed and manned 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. With the help of our IT department, we utilize a lot of technology to make sure that we maintain a safe campus. Some of the things that we do to maintain the safety of our campus is we have some emergency call boxes strategically located throughout the campus. How these work is that if somebody has an emergency, they can go up to one of these boxes, push the button, it will automatically call into our dispatch center and notify our dispatch that there's an emergency and their location. We have over 285 digital surveillance cameras located throughout our campus. We're very fortunate to have a couple employees that their sole responsibility is to sit in an intelligence room and to monitor these cameras throughout first and second shift, Monday through Friday. I'd like to point out that this is unique that we have this. Thanks to the board and to Dr. Beverly for the support that you've shown our department. We've been able to implement some of the cutting-edge technology to make sure that we maintain a safe campus. So we have a lot of cameras on campus. There are more coming, and it's something I think that we can be very proud of. There are a lot of college and universities around the country that do not have this as part of their public safety department. Another added layer of safety is the yellow emergency towers. They are strategically placed around the campus as well. If you were to go up and push this button, it would also notify dispatch that there's an emergency. It would notify us where that's at, and it also activates a camera so that you would have actually face-to-face with dispatch in our intelligence room. And I'm going to turn this over to Sergeant Rogers just to briefly explain some of the other technology that we have to communicate with our students and our staff.
Thank you. Good evening, Board. Obviously, in an emergency, the most important thing is getting a message out and getting it out immediately and to as many people as we can affect. And one of the ways we do that is by a scrolling clock. That scrolling clock enunciates the emergency message as well as it scrolls the message across the clock for those noisy areas or for areas where we have deaf, hard of hearing individuals. Also, what we have is we have a Rave Panic button, which is a cell phone application that anyone can download. Our faculty staff can download, and once they download it, we activate it, and they can just push the button on that device, and it notifies public safety of the emergency that they're identifying, as well as Genesee County 911. The other system that we have is the Rave Guardian, which is for our students. Students can download that. They can send text messages to public safety anonymously. They can also call 911 from that application, as well as it sets a timer if they feel uncomfortable walking to their vehicle, and it alerts those people that they give their information to receive an alert that they hadn't heard from that person in a period of time, so emergency services can be notified.
Thank you. The model that we train to here at Mott Community College was developed by the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI. It's called the Run, Hide, Fight, and it really, it's dependent on your particular situation. Our first option to train is if there's an emergency, there's an active assailant on campus, we want you to run away from it. If you can get away, run away. If that's not an option for you because the assailant is too close to you, then our option is to hide and to barricade. And so we train to that. And then the final option, and one that we hope we don't have to go to, would be to train our individuals to fight the assailant and to do everything they can to prevent the assailant from hurting anybody anymore. So training, we do it a lot. We take it very seriously here at Mott. Dr. Beverly has been committed to making sure that all of our students, our faculty and staff, all receive the Run, Hide, Fight training. We do twice a year biannual training. In the fall, we gear it towards the leadership team. We do tabletop exercises. Actually, we did this fall in this very room. And so that's the training we do in the fall. And in the spring each year, we do a campus-wide active assailant drill, which is scheduled for March 23rd this year. That drill encompasses the entire campus community, including students, faculty, staff. Anybody that's on campus that day is part of the drill. One thing that we do unique here at Mott is we provide individualized training to each work group and office space. This is a mandatory training that we will come to your office space, we'll come to your work area and help you to prepare in the event of an active assailant and help them prepare for the drill that we will have coming up. The Public Safety Department trains individually from the rest of the college. We conduct mutual aid training scenarios with some of our fellow law enforcement groups, with Flint Police Department, with U of M Flint Department of Public Safety, the State Police, the County Sheriff's Office, and I'm excited to report that this year we will be including some of our federal agencies in the active drill on March 23rd that will be participating. And that concludes my report, unless there's any questions, as far as the safety procedure. Yeah.
Gentle trustees, are there any questions on the safety procedures?
No.
I have one. We have gates. If there's an emergency, do the gates automatically close, or do we leave those open so other agencies can get in to assist us?
Sure. So right now, the gates are manually secured at 11 p.m., so public safety goes out there and manually secures them. So manually right now, we'll literally go out there and push the gate shut. Once the gates are completed and the electronics are in place, we will have the ability from dispatch to push a button and shut the gates or open them at our will. Currently, if we needed backup during third shift, Flint Police or Flint Fire could easily open the gates just manually. But once we get the mechanics in place, we will have the ability to open those and shut them from our dispatch center.
I remember when we voted on that. My concern is of an emergency that would take place, that we don't inadvertently close it and keep the officers from the sheriff's department in the city to be able to assist us. So I'm asking, we have a plan to make sure we keep them open, correct?
Yes, absolutely. In the event that for some reason they were to get shut, 911 is going to have the codes that would be disseminated to those responding agencies that they could punch in the keypad and override the gates.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
My next question is, after what happened at Michigan State, there's been many articles written, but there was one about the cameras, the number of cameras that they have at Michigan State, and there was a concern about whether they could have used facial recognition. I don't know if that individual would have helped, because obviously he was, I'll call him a lone wolf, I don't know what else to call him. But do we have anything that assists us and our people that are working with the 285 cameras we now have now, so that we know who perhaps a bad actor would be if they came on campus?
So the majority of our cameras currently are outside of buildings. And so the view that we get from those cameras are from a distance. We do have some cameras that would allow for some facial recognition and give us the opportunity to identify the person. We are currently looking into implementing more cameras that would allow us the ability to do that. And as technology advances, it's only going to get better and better.
Okay, thank you very much. Trustees, are there any other questions that you've thought of while we were talking there? If not, Madam President, could you go to the next item?
Dr. Beverly, I did put together some crime stats. Did you want me to go over this as well?
Please, go ahead.
So Dr. Beverly asked that I put together some crime stats. This time frame is from January 1st, 2023 through February 20th, 2023. I was prepared for last week's meeting. In January of 2023, the Department of Public Safety took 10 complaints. February 2023 through the 20th of the month, Public Safety took 8 complaints. It's important to note that there were no reportable Clery crimes that were taken during that period. And you can see on the slide that we took 6 medicals, 1 hit-and-run accident, 5 informational-only reports, 2 assists to other agencies, a trespassing complaint, a threats complaint, a fraud complaint, and a harassment complaint. Next slide, please.
Before you go on, sir.
Sure.
You said there were no Clary, and most of the trustees here are new and they might not know.
Sure.
So please explain that to them. Thank you.
Yes. The next slide, if you would, is going to demonstrate what are considered Clery crimes. The federal government requires each college to notify their college community on any types of crimes that come under the Clery crimes. So you can see that's aggravated assault, arson, burglary. I won't read it all, but it's listed there for you. They're pretty serious crimes. We are required to report those to our campus community on the daily crime log. So on a weekly basis, we go in and we update that Clery crime log. And then at the end of the year, we have to submit an annual security report, which you probably have a copy of. If you don't, we'll make sure that you get a copy. And that demonstrates all of the crimes that happened in the previous year. Did I answer your question on the
It
Clery
answers
crimes?
mine. I just want to make sure it answers my new
Sure.
trustees so that they are aware. Trustees, are you all understanding? Thank you.
Next slide, please. So you have the opportunity to go on our website anytime you'd like, and I'm just going to walk you through how to do that real quick. If you go to mcc.edu, this is the page that pops up. If you scroll down to the bottom of that page, next slide, you'll see on the bottom left is a campus safety and health button. If you click on that, it will take you to the Department of Public Safety webpage. Once you get to the Department of Public Safety webpage, on the left-hand side, if you scroll down, I'm sorry, you're on the campus safety page. If you scroll down on the left-hand side to the Department of Public Safety, and you click on that, it will open up our webpage. I know this is a lot of steps. And when you click on that, it'll open up our Clery Act Daily Crime Log. If you scroll down halfway down the page on the left, you'll see Clery Act Daily Crime Log. If you click on that, it will open up our daily crime log. So you're finally getting there. And if you click on the main campus in blue, it will open up the daily crime log. So there's several steps to get to it, but that's probably going to be the easiest. I think you have gotten the slide deck in your information so you can follow along that. And that is updated on a weekly basis. So anytime you want to go in and look to see if we've had any Clery crimes, you can look yourself anytime.
Thank you.
And that concludes my report on crime stats.
Okay. Is Officer Odette going to be doing the health report?
That was next, yes.
I'm good if you want to use it all. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Officer Ryder.
Sergeant Edrick.
So the Department of Public Safety also has a health service clinic. The health service clinic operates under the direction of our medical director, who is Dr. Russell Bush. Dr. Russell Bush consults with us on all current health concerns, as well as advising us on what we need to do to keep our campus safe in regards to health issues. So that's where we get most of our information. Dr. Bush comes to our campus once every other week. He's here for 8 hours, but he is readily available for us anytime we need to talk to him. And I can tell you that during the pandemic, I spoke with Dr. Bush on a daily basis multiple times. He's a huge asset, and we're very lucky to have him. The clinic itself is run on a daily basis by a licensed paramedic, and he's also assisted by a nurse practitioner. These individuals conduct various types of medical exams, provide several types of testing, immunizations, and vaccines to students and employees of the college. Next slide, please. You can see for the month of January 1st through February 20th, the statistics. We did 0 COVID tests. We gave 5 physical exams, 5 medical exams, 3 medical consultations, a hearing and vision test. We gave 1 tuberculosis test to faculty and 4 tuberculosis tests for students. There were a total of 28 positive COVID-19 reports taken by health services during that time period, and all 28 cases were reported to the Genesee County Health Department in accordance with the guidelines that they gave us to report to them. Next slide, please. Currently, COVID-19 is the only disease that we are tracking. All employees and students are asked to report any positive tests that they have to health services. The report is given a number, and the clinic works with the employer and the student to determine a safe date to return to campus based on symptoms and based on guidance from the health department. The health clinic reports all positive test results to the Genesee Health Department, again, following the guidelines and protocols established by the health department. We also make daily notifications to our campus community in the event that we do have a positive case. And that ends my health report.
Chief, I have a question.
Okay?
You had a licensed paramedic that works in there. Is that Officer Becker?
Lieutenant Becker, that's correct.
I'm sorry, Lieutenant Becker. Lieutenant Becker, could you please stand up so the new trustees can see you? This is Lieutenant Becker. You will see him in the Mott building of the Curtis Mott building is where his office is, and he's always out there helping the students. And when you're in his office and you see his credentials, they are pretty amazing and pretty thorough. Thank you very much, Lieutenant. And Chief, I understand you will be leaving soon.
That is correct.
Congratulations in your new career in Lapeer County, I believe,
That's
Under
correct.
Sheriff.
Yes.
Congratulations. I've enjoyed having you here and the entire department's support for the board and our college has been outstanding. I truly appreciate you folks. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Item 1.26 is on our agenda it says resuming classes on campus. And I believe when we first discussed this, Madam President, it was a timeline so that all the trustees in the community could understand where we're going with that. So,
Okay, Mr. Wilson has a presentation. Thank you.
Okay, good evening. So in response to the question, I'm going to talk about face-to-face classes and enrollment in general, as the trustee has asked about. You going to advance me? Okay. Go ahead to the first slide. So, interestingly enough, MCCA, Michigan Community College Association, hosted a webinar titled Addressing the Enrollment Crisis in Michigan, or in Michigan Community Colleges, on 2/22. And the heart of that presentation was really about the college enrollment habits, college-going habits of high school graduates. High school graduates being the group of students who predominantly prefer face-to-face classes. They gave us a 10-year snapshot in that presentation of high school graduates attending 2- and 4-year schools. They gave us the college enrollment trends of last year's graduating class of 2021-22, and they were also kind enough to share with us our local data in relationship to the same class for Genesee ISD. So in the webinar, which had a lot of robust data, but for the purposes of this conversation, I wanted to pull out a few points to really shape the conversation. So first point, since 2012, 2013, overall college enrollment of high school graduates has had an overall decrease of 13%. This is across the state, and this is really for 2-year and 4-year schools combined. So you can see in 2012, high school graduates were attending college right out of high school at about 65.8%. Fast forward to 2022, that number has declined to 52.8%. Within the same time period, if you just tease out high school graduates going to community colleges, so it's the same data set, but we're looking at high school graduates just attending community colleges alone. You can see that number has decreased by more than 40%. And I gave you the raw number that was given to us from MCCA. So in 2012, that number was 26,786 students. Today, that number is 15,961 students. And again, if we talk about the 2021-22 graduating class of last year, the state reports that number attending college at 52.8%. When you aggregate that number down to just GISD, you can see that those same, or the students from GISD are attending college at a lower rate, 46.4%, approximately 6% less than the state. So what does that mean? We'll talk about that in relationship to us, and I want to show you us in comparison to the state. So when we look at last year as well for our data, and just for the trustees' awareness, if you would allow me, Mr. Chair, you're going to hear me use words like, or acronyms like IPEDS when I discuss enrollment. And IPED stands for the Integrated Post-Secondary Educational Data System. This is where all colleges across the country report their enrollment, their graduation rate, retention rates. It's a public database for the public to research colleges, to understand what's happening in colleges. So for that particular year, we reported at the college an overall increase in student headcount of 0.2%. We reported an overall increase in contact hours at a 4.8%. And I put a note there, or put an asterisk there, to make sure that we were on the same page in reference to when we say contact hours, we're talking about the number of credits that a student takes, which dictates their tuition. So for us, contact hours is far more critical than head count. Both matter, but certainly contact hours are generating our bottom line. So when you compare and juxtapose what I showed you in terms of what's trending in the state, what's trending locally with our high school students in this area, and you see that we are sustaining where we are and not really matching those declines, the question becomes, who is still going to college and sustaining us? And one of the answers to that is adults. Adults are sustaining us. Adults are continuing to come. And as we continue to really come out of the pandemic and study the college-going habits of our students, we're understanding that the primary way we're being sustained when it comes to how we're delivering instruction is online. Go ahead, Aaron. Our students are choosing online. 3 out of 5 of our students are choosing online. We are in competition for the college-going students of our area. If we don't offer classes online, hybrid, flexible modes, we will lose those students. We will lose those students. So it's incumbent upon us to continue to deliver remote instruction. It's incumbent upon us to get better at delivering remote instruction, which I'll talk about. Evidence of this, we look to see when we offer up a face-to-face section compared to an online section, and we track to see which one fills first. It is, without question, the online sections. When we look at, I do a cancellation report for the faculty so they can see what we're doing. Predominantly, and I just did that last month, predominant sections canceled are face-to-face courses. So we're addressing and moving where the students are taking us. We've learned that serving adults, flexibility is important. They need that flexibility for the balance. But we don't take that and stay stagnant. In a month or so, we'll be launching the second, I think this might be the third actually, iteration of a student survey that we do to find out, are we offering the right requisite of classes in that balance to keep up with where our students are. We launched that last year and got back the results that inform the schedule that we put forward this year. We'll continue to study that. We understand that this question is a moving, kind of balancing target. And so we have to stay abreast with our students and their needs. And we'll look at, from a standpoint of our online classes, the times and the days those classes were offered. Maybe the times and days weren't quite conducive to that. So those are things that we'll study as well. So next steps for us is to really continue to improve on the delivery of online instruction. We know our students who prefer to take classes in person have anxiety about taking classes online, and we understand that completely. We know that we can get better in the delivery of that particular approach because it's new to us, to be quite honest with you. If you were to ask us prior to the pandemic, 3 to 5 is the number now that's online. 4 to 5 was face-to-face. So we have made a dramatic shift in how we deliver instruction in a very short period of time, and we'll continue to improve in that regard. We also will continue our innovative approaches that expand our enrollment, such as the Mini-Mester and encouraging our part-time students to take more classes, i.e. the contact hours. As we develop programs, new programs, we'll look at programs that have a face-to-face component and allow students to have the choice and the balance between those. We're efforting into an ADN BSM partnership where we anticipate that a lot of those courses would be face-to-face, like our award-winning nursing program. And we'll continue to explore other delivery models that combine hybrid and face-to-face instruction. We're very early in that. One method I'm studying right now is called a high flex. A high flex allows a student to, in one class, take that class in person and online if that's kind of their preference. But we have work to do to stand that model up. And really, that's a part of the last slide of really becoming an adult-ready institution. And that's something that I am really looking at to inform our next strategic plan and really the next 5 years or so of us. We really need to reimagine ourselves and pivot in a way that allows us to address our students. And with that, I'll take your questions.
Are there any questions, Mr. Chair?
Gentle trustees, do you have any questions?
Bless you.
I have a question for you. There used to be distance learning classes. Presentation would come and be made to the board, and our success rate with our students was very low. And I'm hoping to hear that things have improved greatly on that. So could you tell us how our success is for our students now?
I don't have that data. I can tell you that we do collect data through our e-learning department that recently has shown, and I say recently, I'll say the past couple of years, that has shown improvements and those students really performing well. But you know, in respect to the trustee's question, I'd like to give a report on that that's a little bit more succinct.
Right. But I also want you to differentiate distance learning from what is happening today since a pandemic.
Yeah.
We have had
Yes, apples to
150% shift of what that means. The term distance learning really has moved away, and it's now online learning because of all of the strategies that have been put in to make sure that students are more successful, that we use the current technology that's available. So as we bring that back, we'll talk about those changes that have occurred.
I heard you say you wanted to give more information.
Well-
So, and what I'm asking now is this something you need to come to us at a future meeting and give us more information on? Because personally, I would appreciate just being kept up to date. And the reason why these items are on the agenda are so that the board is kept in the loop and we know. And so I would entertain a motion from the board members so that we hear from Mr. Wilson in the future regarding these issues.
I would so move.
Okay, so is there a second for having Mr. Wilson come back and,
I'll second that.
okay? Is there any discussion on the motion to have him come and keep us informed on these issues?
I would like to be able to add to this discussion. I don't think you need a resolution to ask Mr. Wilson or myself to talk about this. We have always readily talked about what we are doing with all of the different types of instruction throughout my 9 years here. And so it is fine to have it on record that you would like to hear it, and we will have it next time that we meet with everything that has been asked for. But a motion was really not necessary. It's just saying we'd like to see it. So, thank you.
following Robert's Rules of Order. We have a motion. Do we have any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying yes.
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 Yes. All those opposed, no. There's 4 yeses. Thank you very much, and I look forward to continue hearing good reports. One other thing, Madam President, as it relates to this, and we had an individual earlier that made a public comment in regards to this, and I would like that this information be sent to them so that they are aware of what our concerns are, and that we're not trying to take anything away, that we just want to make sure we as trustees are also informed and knowing what the college is doing.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Are there anything else that the trustees need to be aware of or have a question about or motions that you would like to make at this time?
Mr. Chair, getting back to my earlier, what I was talking about earlier, I make a motion that we get the enrollment figures. Could we get both online and in-person learning as far as the breakdown on that, or is that not
Yes, you
possible?
can.
Well, if we could, that would be nice. For the past 3 years by semester, I just would like to
Not
see
3,
that.
you said 3 or 5, I'm sorry.
3.
Okay.
3 is fine.
3 years, and each semester for the 3 years, is that your,
Every semester, yeah.
for 3 years? Okay. All right. There's a motion to have the information for the past 3 years and every semester. Does that include everything of enrollment, online and, okay. Okay. Does everyone understand the question, the motion? Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second it.
I have a second from trustee Couch. Is there any discussion? You may speak on it first if you would like to. Okay. Okay. Any other? Now take a vote. Yes, we're going to do this. All those in favor, please signify by saying yes.
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 Yes. All those opposed, no. Okay, so we have the yeses have it. Is there anything else that the board would like to bring forward for future meetings? Okay, if there's nothing else, that concludes our agenda. We thank everybody for having attended this evening. Sorry for such a short notice. We look forward to seeing you all again in the future. Good evening.